Hello.
Hello. My name is Alison.
And my name is Jenny. The room's a lot less daunting than the other one.
Yes, we're just getting used to
We're such a friendly bunch in here.
Yeah.
You are a friendly bunch indeed.
I think I just wanted to start off with, I don't know if you noticed my reaction when we won. I just wasn't expecting it at all, because for us this is just, we just come to work and it's part of what we do. So as much as the work, yes, we're very proud of the work we've done, actually it's, it's just everyday stuff that I think everyone should be doing.
Yes.
So I was a bit overwhelmed.
And I was standing there going,
Yeah.
this is us. So thank you very much, everybody. And thank you for the 10 minutes that we've got now. As you can see, we have won the staff engagement and improving staff experience. So this is important because we believe that we have to have good staff engagement with whatever it is we need to get from the patients, because if the patients see that staff are engaged with something, they're much more likely to react to it. And that's really why we have entered this particular piece of work into this category. So we've called it Making the Friends and Family Test Fabulous. And the reason we've called it that is because in the early days of Friends and Family Test, there was very little engagement across the Leeds teaching hospitals. When I say there was little engagement, there was little staff engagement because staff members generally didn't understand the value of Friends and Family Test for obtaining patient feedback. It was a chore, it was difficult to capture, it was something they had to do on top of all the other things, and they saw it as a tick box exercise. And our challenge in the patient experience department was trying to make this something fun and something that actually is a useful exercise, and that's where the story begins. So one day we were in the office looking at the NHS England website that gives us the guidance and the information about Friends and Family Test and what we're intended to do with it. And we were looking at the video that's produced. So I think it's a 5-minute video, which is very cute little video with these caricatures, these little lovely people in it. And I was looking at the video and I was thinking, what can we do with this? I know the intention is to show the video around the trust and to, link the characters to the Friends and Family Test, but I wanted to go that bit further. And I had in mind, and it then grew throughout the whole team, that what would be really good would be if we could brand it. So if we had FFT as a visual and a brand, it would be easily recognised. And I remember sitting one afternoon chatting with my colleagues and having a cup of tea, and I said, that really cute little character that comes up to the wrist, what's, the little Fred in the wheelchair? And we laughed and it stuck. So we affectionately called this little character here Fred. It's not necessarily his name, but it became a fun thing in our office, and then it became a fun thing throughout our colleagues, and then it became a fun thing throughout the wider trust. So we built on it. We have Fred in that main card there. This is an FFT card, question on the reverse, and this is Fred being asked to fill in the Friends and Family Test form. And then we moved on and we used the other characters in the video, again by watching the video and capturing a still and importing it into Word and various other convoluted ways. We then progressed to other characters. So there was another character, I think you can see in the middle of this slide, there's a pregnant lady, so we decided to call her Frida. Elsewhere in the little character collection there's a young boy. I think it's a young boy. We decided to make him a boy anyway. There's an elderly patient and so on. So we developed this Fred and his family concept. And the reason that it works is because gradually throughout the trust, the teams who were actually asking the question of their patients were buying these stationery items. You can see on this particular slide, these little boxes here, these are business cards. So we thought it would be particularly useful, for instance, in outpatient clinics, where patients don't have the time or the inclination to stand and fill in a card. They can take away a business card, put it in their pocket, and then on the reverse of that card there's a QR code and a web address for them to fill in the feedback online when they get home. Various other little things like that. And these other things depicted on the screen here are little stickers for children, much like the stickers that the children get in the dentist, I've been a good boy, that sort of thing. They work really, really well because they then contributed to engagement from the children. So again, it was all about these characters being flooded throughout the trust. And it really worked because the teams were seeing it work, and therefore they wanted to have the posters. So they wanted to outdo the ward over the corridor, and it became a bit of a sense of fun. This blue poster on the left, this is the original Friends and Family Test poster. So again, we've got our lovely character Fred being asked the question, and he's thinking about his care that he's had. And then he responds, and these are all the clinicians looking at the Friends and Family Test response. And so the ideas grew. The picture on the extreme right is a big billboard that we have up in A&E, and that's got all the Fred characters on. And again, that's particularly popular because the children love the characters. So with that sense of competition, we then promoted it even further and decided to have a proper Friends and Family Test competition. Over to Jen.
So I had an idea for You Said We Did, and I thought maybe we could encourage people to do the You Said We Did and we can hold a competition. But then I thought, not everyone does Friends and Family Test, not everyone has negative comments that they can act on, so how will we make sure everybody's included? So we thought, we'll just make it a patient experience competition, and we'll open it up to any kind of feedback that wards and departments get. So we successfully ran the competition. On the next slide is some of the entries, which I'll go through. But this is a picture of all the department winners at the front, one for each clinical service unit, with our chief exec, our chair, and our chief nurse. And this was taken at board, so they're all invited to the trust board. So it made them feel really valued, and that actually what they've done is brilliant and is being recognised at really high level. So they were all I think they were a bit nervous about going, but they were so pleased. And what we did was we gave them, thanks to Leeds Cares, who's our charity that we work very closely with, they provided some prizes. So the winners for each department won a £100 Amazon voucher, and then the overall trust winner, who was judged by our chief nurse, they won £500 Amazon voucher. So here are some of the examples. So on the far side there, you've got the patient experience poster with the lightning and clouds and the sun. That was the overall trust winner. You've got a jar of positivity, so every time a positive feedback card was filled in, they put a bead into the jar. You've got some more You Said We Did here. You've got this one, which is quite simple. This one with the big papier-mâché ear on, it was across 2 notice boards, and it was 2 giant ears to say "We're all ears," and it had feedback on there. And then there's this one from the dental unit of all the little molars, and then feedback about what people have said about the dental unit, and the staff compliments board as well. So we had about 23 entries in total, and it was a tough competition. What we've also done is, for wards that achieve over the 30% response rate and over 90% recommended rate over 1 quarter, we give them a certificate, and our chief nurse then delivers those certificates with us. We get a picture, it goes in our weekly bulletin to start the week, and again it's about making them feel valued and that actually FFT is something worth doing, and you can be recognised that way to do that. So we've got the purple certificates, which is when you've done 3 months, and then it goes to bronze, silver and gold, when you've been consistent throughout the whole year, and we really celebrate that. On Twitter, we're very active on Twitter. We do something called #FFT Friday. Is anybody aware of it? So this is where we plan tweets on a Thursday. We use the tweet deck, and we pick nice comments, positive comments from FFT throughout the week, and then they just flow every Friday, every half an hour or so. We set that up on a Thursday, so Friday comes, don't have to worry about it. Apart from when we log on to Twitter and there's about 50 notifications when you forget, oh, it's Friday again. So we're very active on Twitter. We've selected some FFT champions, and they take responsibility for doing the cards, filling out the tablets, making sure that the cards are posted off on time. We circulate a newsletter each quarter, and 4 seconds left. We do an early warning dashboard. So this is for when a department drops below the 90% recommended rate. And so we send them an email, this dashboard, also with the comment as to why they're underperforming. So it gives them a chance to look into what's happening on the ward in their area, to see if they can do anything, if they can do any quick wins, anything they can do about it. So it's just making them aware that it's this is what's happening, so they don't have to wait till the end of the month and think, oh crikey, we're in the red, what's happening, so they can act on it quicker. So that is, I think, a lot crammed into one.
It is a lot crammed into one, yes.
But this is our team. They're not all solely FFT. There's 2 people that are Friends and Family Test, but overall we all contribute to Friends and Family Test.
And I think if we've got 10 seconds, 5 even, I'll just add that, as Claire was alluding to in the Friends and Family talk we had earlier on about response rates, in the early days of FFT, it was all about response rates, and we targeted our teams to reach a certain response rate. When that official response rate was removed, we kept it in our trust as an aspirational response rate, which also helped with this sense of wanting to participate in FFT, and that was another contributory factor.
Thank you. That was a lot in 10
It was a lot.